Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Getting leaner, leaner. Leaner. So, got our smoothie down. Getting ready to go to the gym. And yeah, so today we're going to continue with the 60-day Get Lean Challenge. So we're continuing to get leaner. If you guys who come into the chat, type down below where you come in from. Do you like to train? Are you into fitness? Have you ever cut? Have you ever bulked? And kind of what are you doing? Let me know. I am in the midst of a cut, which means I am cutting body fat, which means I am typically in a calorie deficit, eating a lot of whole foods, no processed food. I say no processed food. Very limited processed food. And the processed food that I do eat is strategically choice. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Anybody that comes in, type hi, founding. Yo, what up, guys? Hey, Poppy, long time no see. Gentleman Gaming. I think you were from England or Europe or something. I think you were from London, England. Hello. What are you up to? Oh, we're almost at 1,200 view hours, so we're slowly getting monetized. And what are we up to this morning? What are you up to? What are you guys doing? Yeah, I'm British from London. Yeah, I remember that. So what are we doing? Well, I made a smoothie. I'm cutting calories, so I'm doing fat burning right now. So because I'm cutting fat, life sucks because I'm in a deficit. So I made some beef jerky. Check this out. I made some jerky. So this is the jerky. It's been cooking for about, let's see, I don't know. It's been cooking for about 10 hours. 10 hours, give or take. I'm about to sit down, lean in my sofa I bought from 50 pounds. This leather, feel real comfy. Nice, very cool, very cool. Congrats on the good purchase. This is some of my jerky. So, I make it right here. I do it for about 160 degrees. So 160 degrees for I'd say 160 degrees for somewhere between 10 to 12 hours is a good start. Oh, nice. You're the first like on my stream? Shout out. Yeah. I'm relatively new at streaming, so when I go live, it's nice when people come in. But I go live as an attempt to be a blog. I went live when I went to a poker tournament, And now I'm doing a fat loss challenge and I'm getting leaner. So because I'm getting leaner, yeah, the house is beautiful. Thank you. So I am doing a blog where I'm losing body fat. So I am slowly but surely just losing body fat and getting leaner. So as I do that, I figure I would document it. Now, am I lean right now? Absolutely not. But as you can see, slowly but surely, I am getting in better shape. I am about 230-ish pounds at 6'3". I just took my weight, and a lot of my food is very whole food, okay? Now, I don't go to Los Angeles. Nah, you come to the States, don't go to Los Angeles. Pick somewhere else. I'm not going to tell you where to pick. Hell, you can go wherever you want. But if you come to the United States, I would not recommend going to Los Angeles. Like, you can go visit, but I wouldn't recommend just living in Los Angeles. Guys, in the chat, I am cutting body fat. So I'm sucking down some blueberries, some creatine, and some protein. And I'm going to get ready to go to the gym. Because we are cutting the calories, we're kind of suffering right now, literally. I am not eating any junk, any processed food, so there's no cheating in the diet. And if you want to see the fridge later, it's basically beef, chicken, jerky, fruit. Carbohydrates are basically limited to blueberries, blackberries, maybe an apple and banana. I'm really not doing any bread, hardly, not even doing much sweet potato. So this is what I'm doing. The whole goal is to get leaner, slowly burning body fat. Beautiful trans woman. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for calling me a beautiful trans woman. I appreciate that. Definitely not a trans woman, just so you know. Yes, I am making protein shakes to hit my macros. So it's a great question. When I make a protein shake, because one of the things is when you cut calories, it kind of sucks. So you don't have to go low carb. Thank you. You can't even tell I transitioned. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So when you cut calories, it's very important that every calorie you do get is higher quality. So for example, if you're gonna get a protein powder, I don't recommend everybody use protein shakes, but for me, the way I'm eating, I'm putting a lot of nutrients in my system, but I'm not putting a lot of calories, because when I was larger, I put a lot of calories, a lot of processed carbs, a lot of carbs, a lot of breads, a lot of sugars, and I use that to fuel my workout. So now I've cut all that bull crap out and I started a fat loss, okay? And I'm already down to 230 pounds. But when I'm getting leaner, when I do want something sweet, a protein shake is something that really fits, because this is all a matter of food coming in versus how much you're working and expelling energy. Now, what I'm getting at is when I want to do a protein, I'll do a 0-carb whey protein isolate, 110 calories for 25 grams. So I'll put 1 or 2 scoops of this, and then I'll mix that, right? And I'm telling you, here's the trick. Because you guys think that when you get older, you gotta remember, I'm older than you guys, so when it comes to cutting body fat, you know, I've done this before, it's just been a few years. But my smoothie, oh, thank you. So I am also considering taking the 18 years of training people that I've been doing in my past. In the Navy, I was an ACFL, which means when you're in the military, you have people who run the training, they take people and they write diets and they keep people within their standards. My job was to write those plans for people. I did that for a while. So I'm telling you, this is a very good way to lose body fat. Okay, it works. It works. So I am thinking about taking my system, putting it into a fitness app, and then sharing it on here and build a community for anyone who wants to become better, get leaner, build muscle, just learn. You don't have to be a bodybuilder, you don't have to take it crazy, but learn how to eat certain foods and how they affect your body and really teach you kind of how to do that. Yeah, I was in the Navy for 10 years. I'm not just some effing bum like a lot of these streamers come on here. Other streamers come on here and do all this crazy stuff, and it's like they've never done anything in their lives. I'm an entrepreneur, I like to work out, I've trained people. Yeah, I went through a divorce earlier this year, and that kind of really hurt, but like, guys, come on. I got a lot of knowledge here, but getting back to it, blackberries. So 1 cup of blackberries is 22 carbohydrates, right? 90 calories. So I will put a couple cups of blackberries, maybe some creatine, and some protein. And maybe, just maybe, depending on how hard I'm training, I may add a little bit of peanut butter or PB2. See, that is the type of smoothie that still has enough calories, right? You still have enough calories to train. Well, it's kind of like this. I get people can do whatever they want, but I'm hoping that people actually want to, I'm banking that people may actually want to learn. So, I don't know, if not, they can go somewhere else. But yeah, so the smoothie's down, ate the beef jerky. I'm gonna go train, and then when I'm done training, I'm gonna eat. Probably I've got some chicken and some stuff when I get back from the house. I mean, I can always eat rice. I've got white rice, I've got whole bread, like bagel. I'm trying not to eat any of the processed bread. The bread that I do eat, if you look right here, is Dave's Killer Bread. Excuse me. I can feel my body though. I can feel it kind of running ragged, like tired-wise. So I think I've been cutting the calories a little too low during the cut. Anyways, I have the Dave's Killer Bread, and I do recommend the Dave's Killer Bread because it's really clean, right? And yeah. Remember, when you get lean, you can cut carbs, and I will do that from time to time, but you don't have to cut carbs as much as you think. You just have to cut calories. Business, different businesses. I have an insurance license. Life and health, right? And I do training. So I'm a personal trainer. People pay me to train them. So not only do people pay me to train them, I'm working on building a fitness app in the store. So then people can go into the app, download it, and my programs are in there and get access to me. So I do the fitness app, train people, and I sell insurance. Sourdough, I agree. But the thing is, oh yeah, if you're gonna eat, sourdough is awesome. I'm not against sourdough bread. I'm not against bread in general. But when you want to lose body fat, right? Specifically want to lose body fat, I find when I take bread out, all bread, my body seems to, at least right now, seems to be leaner. What I am going to do is once I get lean, because I'm getting lean. Like I'm going to go do cardio. I'm doing full body workouts. I am trying to get lean. No other purpose to get lean, just to get lean, right? I am still putting in carbohydrates, but they're coming in from fruit and vegetable. I may add in bread later, but I'm trying to do my best to stay away from it. Yeah. Yeah, sourdough. It's just a special type of bread, specialty bread. Go to a local baker and tell them you want sourdough. A good loaf of sourdough is really good, but you gotta think though, my goal right now, the way I'm eating, is directly correlated with losing body fat. So it's a lot of fruit, it's a lot of veg, right? A lot of protein, and it's just to lose body fat. So still weight training, still keeping the strength up the best we can. But yeah. What do I drink while lose body fat? So really just water. The only thing I drink when I'm cutting body fat, water, coffee, caffeine, stimulants. I may drink an energy drink here and there. Try not to drink too many energy drinks, but carbonated soda, those are the things. The key is amino acids. The key is you want to put nutrition in without putting too many calories. That's the whole thing, right? It's not that, like, it's like, I use coffee as a fat burner. So it's like this. When you want to get leaner, it's not that you don't eat carbs. Okay. Yeah, of course I use supplements. So, for the sake of calories, hard to go wrong with a whey isolate. Right? Because remember, when you cut calories, you're trying to give your body just enough energy to not suffer and have enough to still train hard. But all those extra calories you get from junk and sugar, those are all out completely. So, my snacks are like beef jerky. Good. Yeah, whey is great. If I was trying to put on size, I would not use whey. I use the protein when I want to cut because it's harder to get protein in a limited matter of calories. Because remember, when you want to get leaner, so when you want to get leaner, it's not about starving yourself. It's about putting in energy into your system, using it, and then putting it. The whole thing is about insulin. So you have to be careful when you spike your insulin. So you only want to spike your insulin when you're doing something physically active. So if you're going to eat carbohydrates and sugar, it's good to get them in before and after the gym, right? And if you want pure fat loss, don't do that. But if you're doing a lot of volume training and you have the time, then giving yourself that sugar and really training is going to do great for the body. But then when you comes to your recovery, you want to make sure Like, how can I say this? Insulin and sugar are the things that keep people fat or lean. So you have to learn how to use sugar to contract muscles. So you put enough sugar in your body to have enough You said my skin's breaking out? A little bit. I think it's all right. Oh, my coffee. Yeah, I got a little bit right there. Yeah, happens. You remember I do a lot of physical work. Nope. Nope, I don't do drugs. Nah, I'm cutting body fat, so I'm like sunken in right now. I already know. Coffee. There we go. Making my beef jerky. Here is mine. So right now I am 6'3", low calorie, cutting body fat. My body weight, it's my beef jerky I've been making for the last 12 hours. Top round is $9.68 a pound. How much do I weigh? Hold on. Barefooted in the morning, lower 232, a little bit over 230. And I am cutting body fat. So, I have a Yeti cup. Lots of cups. Lots of cups. See, that's where you haven't trained a lot. I can tell you're a noob. I can tell you're a noob. It's not about your body weight. But it's not about your body weight. It's not that I'm trying to get to a goal body weight, because I'm not just trying to lose weight. I'm trying to lose body fat. So my goal weight, when I'm done, I want to hold as much muscle as possible while getting lean. So it's not necessarily about what my weight is, it's how I look. So my whole program is based on how I look in the mirror, right? I'm not trying to get stronger. Like, getting stronger will make my body look better. But what I'm doing is I'm doing a weight loss, fat loss challenge. So how I train is specifically to sculpt and burn body fat. I'm not trying to build. If I wanted to build, I would be training and eating entirely different. So. I am not always alone. I have people in my streams. Sometimes I have visitors. Sometimes I have visitors that come in and I let them on stream. But typically I try to keep the streams of just me. What am I doing later today? I'm getting ready to go to the gym. I'm getting ready to go to the gym and train. Yep. I am getting ready to go to the gym to train. That's what I'm going to do. Because unlike you bums online who don't want to train, who always talk shit, all you haters who always talk shit online, I actually go to the gym and train. I'm actually dieting. So when I tell you guys I'm actually eating and suffering in a calorie deficit, most of y'all don't have two shits what that involves. I understand that. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Remember, I used to be 295 pounds. I'm now 230. I've lost like 70 pounds. So I'm now trying to get even leaner. So it's not easy. And it takes suffering, but we're going to do it. Nope. Am I watching the NFL today? No. I don't watch TV. No. Not watching the game. I'm going to go to the gym and train instead. So I'm going to train and work on business. See, I love watching football. I love watching sports. But while a lot of other people typically do that every week, I take that time and I put that time into other stuff. And that's one of the reasons I get ahead of people and I can move so slow throughout the day because I'm constantly moving to the next thing. Yeah, it does take a lot of dedication. It's 24/7, dude. And again, I'm not genetically gifted to have a lot of muscle or be lean. It takes me a shit ton of work to do it. So, yeah, and it's something that I kind of am doing a personal goal right now. So, in life, when you get on a personal goal, sometimes in life you do things where you have personal goals, and when you have one, you just knock out the goal. Simple as that. So, you do your goals, you knock them out, and then you continue. But listen, sculpting, okay, is a lot different than bodybuilding. So when I'm sculpting, my entire way of training, everything that I'm doing is a lot different. It's a lot different when you're sculpting. So it's all just different. It's all different, but not better, not worse. It's just different. So got that there. We'll bring those. Hi. Oh, Delaney's back. Hello, Delaney. Been a while since Delaney came into the stream. Cool. So we'll put that there. What's up, Delaney? Getting ready to go to the... Ow! I am getting ready to go to the gym. So we are cutting fat. We are cutting body fat. So in body fat, cutting body fat mode, time to go to the gym. Time to go to the gym to cut some body fat. I tell people, cutting body fat is a lot different than people think. So, anyways. Cutting body fat. It's not fun. But yeah, cutting body fat's kind of shitty sometimes, but it can be done. Anyways, what do you guys overdo? Put that there, put that there. I'm gonna read the comments back in a second. Got the gym bag there. What you got? I noted. That sounds great. Do you loan money to family? Just because you type something down does not mean I will respond to it. Just keep that in mind. If you type some weird shit, I'll probably just ignore it. If you type some weird shit, I'll probably just ignore it. Okie dokie. Artichokey. Got everything here. Where you guys at? Hi, Eddie E. Type into the chat. Hi. That doll just moved. I don't think my doll moved. do not think that's what happened. Could have though. Sometimes my dolls do move, but they're not supposed to unless I command them. Homemade beef jerky. Hi, homemade beef jerky. Yum yum. Hello. Keys, wallet. Where's Oh, there it is. What sucks is cutting carbs and cutting calories and trying to exist and get lean. We're doing 60-day challenge, get lean. So trying to get as lean as we can in 60 days. It sucks, I hate it. Hate life 24/7. But that's how you lose body fat apparently. Apparently that's how you lose body fat. That's what they say. That's what all the trainers say. Trying to lose some body fat, looking leaner, getting leaner. Thick thighs save lives. You love this part? Yeah, good. Thanks for the, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the compliments on piano. Yay, yay, yay.
Have a good one.
What's up, Duck? Welcome back. Getting leaner. You do know I love Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Nice. Keep going, Duck. You'll do it. Duck, you want to go live sometime? You want me to invite you as a collab? And then we can just talk? Dedicate like an hour and just talk?
My ducks! Quack, 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 quack! My ducks need them bagels.
Yo, serious note. If you were a bagel, what type of duck would you eat? Do bagels eat ducks?
Bagels don't eat ducks.
Bagels don't eat ducks. Bagels don't eat ducks. Never seen a bagel eat a duck. Bagels don't eat ducks. Does that music sound good? I'm just making it up. I got a little chord chart here. It basically just tells me a couple ideas, but most, like 99% of it's just improv. Fruit Blocks noob is back. baby. Toes trucking, toes trucking. Toes trucking. Come to Toes Trucking right now. We got sales. Toes Trucking. Toes Trucking. Trucking. Woo, woo. Woo. Toes trucking. Woo. Woo. Toes truck. Toes trucking. Toes trucking. You could also toe racer. Toe racer, toe racer, toe racer. Looking at you now in the thick of the space. I need a good name for the toe. You know what I would do if I was you? You want a piece of solid advice as I eat my beef jerky, like no joke? As a person who worked in marketing for a bit, let me tell you what I would do. Give you a free piece of advice if you'd like it. I did not tell you that. Sure. Well, you tell me. If you want a piece of advice, I'll tell you how I would come up with a name. Oh, you're building a race car? Nice. Why don't you, I haven't gone to your channel or anything that I can think of, but is this something you want to keep private? Because if you're building a race car, oh, well, that sucks. Well, it's just a starter. That's not too hard of a fix. You know we got. All right, well, we now are getting ready to go to the gym. Energy's a little higher today. We put a little bit more food in the system. Still, cutting the calories was a little shitty. I'm thinking about, instead of cutting calories, adding a wee bit more cardio. Just bumping up the cardio just a little bit. Just a little bit. Nice and steady, nothing crazy. What is it? I don't know what. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. What would be cool is they had an app with a camera that you could take a picture of like an engine or a front, and you could have the image somehow diagnose the issues going on with the car or the part, and it could be like a digital diagnostic tool. But if you want to name the car, what I would do is I would take ChatGPT or Grok, whichever you want, and I would prompt it to come up with the best ideas for that. Because I gotta tell you, this is an extra large shirt, and I can tell you, I am slowly building muscle, guys. I'm telling you. It sucks. It's not easy. But I feel like not just the muscle part, but I'm trying to stay lean. So I am just focusing on staying lean, as in my whole goal is to train to be lean. Don't really care about getting bigger, don't really care about getting stronger. All I care about is training so I can get lean. Now, it sucks, but when you train to get lean, that's just kind of how it happens. You gotta be in a calorie deficit. Calorie deficits suck, but if you stay in a calorie deficit, you will eventually lose body fat. Simple as that. People want to make it more complicated than that. It is not more complicated than that. It is simply put, you want to get leaner, body fat. Okie dokie. No, if you want to get leaner and you want to cut body fat, some people say that the race is the hardest. I need a name for my channels. Well, it's like this. Anything you do in life, it's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. Hence why, when you do it, you should feel proud of it. Don't let other people's inability to empathize with your own personal pursuits deter you from your own personal motivation or cause you to have self-imposed beliefs. And what I mean by that is other people's opinions matter, kind of like, sort of. You want to listen to what people say because maybe they're going to bring up a valid point. Maybe somebody will bring up a valid point that will assist you in your ultimate development. But if you logically and rationally have said, I want to do this, you should not let what someone else says interfere with what you plan to do. You take what other people tell you and you use it as feedback and guidance, but it should never dictate your own personal actions. Does that make sense? Yeah, I would follow with what your dad says. If your dad says that, follow with what dad says. Chances are, your dad is on your side. So, I don't think your dad can steer you wrong. I don't think your dad can steer you wrong. Most likely, I'm guessing. Most likely, I'm guessing your dad will not steer you wrong. Okie dokie. Well, guys, I gotta go. I'm late for work. Yeah, so I'm about to end the stream. Thank you guys. We're heading to the gym. Just so you guys know, we are in the middle of a cut, so stay tuned if you want to learn about motivation, business, entrepreneurship. I am in the midst of starting a personal training business where I'm going to be teaching you guys. I've lost nearly 100 pounds since my peak, and I've helped hundreds of people get in shape in the Navy. As a former ACFL, my job in the Navy was to get people in shape. So that being said, I'm going to show you how to eat and do all that through the fitness app if you want to get in shape very easily. So you guys stay good, stay tuned.